You're listening to the Dibbly-Dobbly Podcast. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the bell to make sure you get the latest episodes of the podcast. Be sure to like and share our Facebook page as well. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Dibbly-Dobbly Podcast. On today's episode of the podcast, we review the T20 International Series between New Zealand and Australia. It's the Dibbly-Dobbly Podcast, and let's get started. Let's have a look at each of the games from the T20 International Series between New Zealand and Australia. The first T20 International at the Hagley Oval, New Zealand won by 53 runs. Devon Conway is the man of the match. The second T20 International from the University Oval, New Zealand won by 4 runs. Martin Guptill was man of the match. The third T20 International from Wellington, Australia won by 64 runs. Ashton Agar was man of the match. The fourth T20 International from Wellington, Australia won by 50 runs. Aaron Finch was man of the match. And the fifth and final T20 International from Wellington, New Zealand won by 7 wickets. And Martin Guptill was named man of the match. New Zealand won the series 3-2, and Ish Sodhi was named man of the series. Let's have a look at how New Zealand performed in this T20 International Series with both bat and ball. Let's start with their batsmen. Guptill, 218 runs. Conway, 192. Phillips, 86. Williamson, 82. Neesham, 74. Seifert, 27. And Chapman with 19. Let's have a look at their bowlers. Sodhi took 13 wickets. Bolt, 7. Santner and Southey, 6. Neesham, 2. And Chapman and Jamieson with 1 wicket each. That's how New Zealand performed in this series. Great performance from New Zealand in this series to win the series 3-2. They started well in the first 2 games, leading 2-0, but then lost their way in games 3 and 4 when chasing Australia's totals, which exposed them slightly. But they bounced back well to win the series in Game 5. Everyone in the team executed their roles well with both bat and ball, and it showed in their victories. New Zealand showed in this T20 International Series against Australia that they are a force to be reckoned with in the T20 World Cup. They have a lot of match winners with both bat and ball and can be dangerous during that T20 World Cup. Overall, a great performance from New Zealand. This series win will bring them lots of confidence heading into the T20 World Cup later on this year. Let's have a look at how Australia performed in this T20 International Series with both bat and ball. Let's start with their batsmen. Finch, 197 runs. Stoinis, 140. Philippi, 105. Wade, 99. Maxwell, 93. Mitchell Marsh, 67. Sams, 42. And Ashton Agar with 29. Let's have a look at their bowlers. Ashton Agar, 8 wickets. Kane Richardson, 7. Meredith, Jai Richardson, Zampa with 4 wickets each. Sams, 3. Maxwell, 2. And Stoinis with 1. That's how Australia performed in this series. A disappointing series from Australia with both bat and ball. An inconsistent performance throughout the series at times. In this series, they batted poorly, poor shot selection, lack of partnerships, and batting collapses, but had 2 good games with the bat in games 3 and 4, which led to victories. At times in this series, the bowling was poor and good. In games 1 and 2, the bowling was poor, but in games 3 and 4, they got it together. But in Game 5, it sort of fell away, which led to the series defeat. Overall, a disappointing series from Australia, after coming back from 2-0 down to take the series to a decider and not getting the result. There was talk about Australia not including their main players for this T20 International Series, after the South Africa Test Tour was cancelled. But Australia wanted to keep the original squad the same and try out players and different combinations ahead of the T20 World Cup. If those main players were in the squad, those players who were picked in the squad originally wouldn't have had a go in this T20 International Series. But Australia can take some positives out of this series. Josh Philippi and Riley Meredith did well and showed some promise at the international level, and Aaron Finch returned to form with the bat. Australia will learn a lot from this series going forward ahead of that T20 World Cup in India. My thoughts on the series as a whole: it was a good series from both teams. They played good cricket at times, and other times not so much. But it was good to see the series go to a decider, and for New Zealand, a 3-2 series win. It's a great result for them and a confidence booster ahead of the T20 World Cup. For Australia, they will be disappointed to lose the series 3-2, but should be proud that they came back from 2-0 down to take the series to a decider. They will learn a lot from this series as a team going forward. Well, that's the end of the innings to close the play for this episode of the podcast. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell to get the latest episodes of the podcast. And like and share our Facebook page. Until next time, keep safe and bye for now.